The Swamp Girl. A thick mist hovered over the stagnant waters, concealing unseen dangers. The swamp whispered its own stories, a blend of sinister murmurs and the crackling of brittle branches. In the heart of this desolation lived a lonely girl named Leah. No one knew exactly where she had come from, or if she had ever had a family. The villagers from the nearby settlements spoke of her as if she were a ghost, a creature of the swamp, always alone, always hiding. Leah knew no other life. She walked barefoot through the cold mud, indifferent to the vipers slithering through the reeds. She survived on what nature provided and slept under the open sky. Sometimes, at the swamp's edge, she saw the village fires flickering like red eyes in the night. She would not have recognized a friendly face, nor would she have dared to approach. Fear had become her only companion. But no one can run from the world forever. One dark evening, the village hunters ventured deeper into the swamp than ever before. They were searching for something, or someone, and their torches sliced through the silence. Leah melted into the shadows, but it was not enough. One of the hunters, a burly man with cold eyes, saw something and shouted loudly. Leah ran. The swamp's waters dragged at her feet, branches scratched her skin, and her heart pounded wildly. Her legs slipped, and her body sank into the black sludge. Just as she thought it was over, a strong hand grasped her arm and pulled her up. It was a boy, different from the others. Blue eyes, black hair, as dark as the night. He did not let go when Leah looked at him, terrified. The boy's intentions were good. He just wanted to help her. But Leah did not believe in kindness. She broke free and ran again, vanishing into the swamp's mist. For days, the young man returned, leaving food in a spot where he knew she might find it. He did not force her, only waited. Over time, Leah began to watch him from the shadows. Then, on a cold night, when hunger gripped her stomach, she relented and took the food he had left. The boy smiled, knowing he had won a small battle against her solitude. And so, a change began. Step by step, with fear still deeply rooted, Leah started to approach. She allowed another voice into her life. She learned to trust. Then, one day, she left the swamp, not as a prisoner, but as someone who had found her place among people. For the first time, she was no longer the swamp girl. She was just Leah, and that was enough. Leah found a home in a village at the edge of the forest. The villagers watched her with distrust, but the young man who had saved her, Victor, remained by her side. She learned to live differently, to speak with others, though the fear of her past had not fully disappeared. One moonless night, a shadow slipped into her hut. Leah awoke abruptly, a cold shiver running down her spine. In the darkness, two eerie eyes locked onto her, and a chilling voice whispered that she had no way to escape. Leah froze. In that moment, she felt the swamp calling her back. Victor, hearing the rustling, ran toward the hut. But when he entered, Leah was already gone. The swamp had reclaimed her. Victor refused to give up. The next day, armed with torches and determination, he ventured into the depths of the swamp. He knew Leah was there, trapped between two worlds, the one of humans and the one of unseen beings lurking in the shadows. But he was not afraid. He knew that, no matter what, he would bring her back. Victor moved forward through the swamp, his torch lighting the patches of mist. Each step seemed to pull him deeper into the dark mire, but his resolve did not waver. Faint whispers echoed around him, voices calling, threatening. In the heart of the swamp, Leah stood motionless, her eyes reflecting an eerie light. A shadow loomed behind her, its twisted form resembling a gnarled tree, as a guttural voice declared that she no longer belonged to them. "Your roots are here," Victor called out to her, but Leah did not respond. An invisible battle raged within her. She felt the swamp's pull, felt how her past was dragging her back. But then, another voice wove through the whispers, desperately pleading for Leah not to go. It was Victor's voice, clear and determined, a thread of light in a sea of darkness. Leah flinched, and the shadow behind her writhed in fury. Leah took a step toward Victor, then another. The swamp howled around them, the wind rising violently. With one final effort, Victor reached out and grasped her hand. In that instant, the roots shattered, and the swamp seemed to lose its grip. As they emerged together at the forest's edge, the first ray of sunlight pierced through the clouds. Leah was free, this time for good.